Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Curt Cignetti Show. Jack Benedict here as we talk IUP Crimson Hawks football, and we get ready for Slippery Rock on the road this coming Saturday. What a homecoming weekend it was with, of course, IUP coming away with a 62-3 win over Millersville. Coach Cignetti with us right now. Curt, it was a heck of a day with a lot of things going on, and of course, the game itself was an opportunity to come out and play well, which I know you had concerns earlier in the year with certain opponents, but how did you feel the team came out and played?
I thought we came out and played well, and we took care of business. It was good to see. We built on the momentum that we established in the Cal game, and I thought we played well in all three phases of the game, and we had a great crowd. It was a great atmosphere. A lot of people came back for the game, so it was really a good day.
Yeah, let's talk about the offense a little bit. You did have 62 points, and of course a lot of people got into the game and a lot of people contributed. Maybe talk about some of the guys on offense.
Well, I thought we executed well. We got the run game going and hit on some passes, and Rocket ran very well. I thought the line blocked real well. We were 16 for 18 throwing the ball with 4 touchdowns, and Mike was extremely accurate. The receivers did a really nice job of separating and catching the ball. Stevie Franco came in and got some valuable work, and we got a lot of guys in the game. I mean, we had our twos in the game early in the game, got Stevie Franco in the second quarter, and really just tried to run the ball and get out of the game, but we kept moving the chains forward. We scored points. I wasn't really trying to score that many points, to be honest with you, but we were running base plays, and you can't take a knee every play.
Yeah, well, guys practice during the week. They practice hard, especially guys that don't play all the time. Might be, I don't want to say second line players, right, but they come in. I mean, they're going to play hard for you. You can't hold people back.
That's exactly right, and they practice hard, and they look forward to these kind of opportunities.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, you had said before that you wanted to give, during the course of the week, get the Rocket in there, but give him a little bit of rest and put freshman Izzy Green in. And he responded, 16 rushes for 103 yards, and I'm sure that was good to get him some work, and get him along here.
Yeah, because he's a good player, and Eric Finkley, we held him out of the game, and so Izzy, he rushed for 100 yards, 16 carries. I've been wanting to get him in a little bit more because he's hard to tackle. He's a lot like Harvey Tuck, so this will help him down the road. So.
And you got the bus in, too. Patrick Ferguson, the freshman, came in later in the game. Of course, the fans always like to, delight to watch him play.
Yeah, they like to see him carry the ball. He's a lot like Jerome Bettis, and he's a crowd pleaser. We got to get him in better shape. Only he was huffing and puffing. We had to take him out there after a while. But
yeah, big guy like that on an 80-degree day, that's tough. Yeah. Other opportunities, you were able to get your backup fullback in. You were able to get some of your younger linemen in, too. I'm sure that helped them. It will help them down the line.
Right, guys like Eddie Byron, Ethan Cooper, and Matt Reams, and both fullbacks, Lance Windish and Dabowski, got playing time. All the receivers played. I think we cleared the bench on both sides of the ball, and everybody got to play. And I was really glad on defense. We got a lot of guys in on defense that got some valuable playing time. So, that just helps with morale.
Yeah. You could, or let me put it this way, could you tell beforehand that it's homecoming? It's an opponent that has a lousy record, frankly, but that they could come out, your team could come out and establish and play well from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, it was an exciting week. There was a lot going on, and we had one of the former players talk to the team Friday. Jamone Smith was a receiver on the 93 team, and he just did an incredible job addressing some important topics with our team, and I think the team really enjoyed hearing him. I know I did. He was just tremendous. And I thought we were really focused for the game. I could tell in pregame warm-up that we were, and so we didn't play down to the level of the competition, which is what I was really wanting to see.
Yeah, and that's tough to do, I'm sure, sometimes. I mean, to keep your team up when you're playing an opponent that comes in with an 0-4 record and gives up so many points. But you had a good week of practice, you said.
Yeah, we had a good week. Guys got after it pretty good, pretty feisty on Wednesday. And we went out in pads on Thursday, which we don't normally do, and had good work. So, mature teams handle these kind of situations well. I think we got a lot of mature guys on the team, and we're starting to develop some of those intangibles that you need to be really good.
Mm-hmm. Let's go on the other side of the ball. Let's talk about the defense and how they graded out for you.
Right. Well, after the first 2 drives, I mean, Millersville had a little bit of success on the first drive. They hit us on the inside zone a couple times in the counter, went down and kicked a field goal. We held them, I believe, to about 8 or 9 first downs after that. They had less than 200 yards of total offense. We had 2 pass interceptions, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And so, we picked up where we'd left off defensively. And, it all starts up front with guys like Shane Meisner and Larry Gooden, guys like that. And the linebackers played very well. Dorian Lane had another exceptional game. And we played well in the secondary. Chris Brown and Eric Williams, all those guys played well. Jay Watkins, Jarrell McFadden. So, and then got to play a lot of players. So, our defense has done a tremendous job this year. Now, we'll be tested on Saturday, against Slippery Rock, but I know those guys will step up and respond. The biggest thing is they have tremendous confidence that they can keep people out of the end zone. And so while sometimes we might bend a little bit, once people get down into that low red area, we've played really good defense. So I just can't say enough about those guys.
Yeah, it was nice to see that some of your veteran players, Chris Brown had been out for a while, so he got an opportunity to play more. As you mentioned, he got himself an interception. And then Eric Williams, who was out for a while, he picked one off for you too. Ben Simmons, somebody that hasn't played as much as of late, but he got an opportunity to contribute to you.
Yeah, both him and Trey Campman both had catches, and I think that was Trey Campman's first catch of his career.
Yeah,
which was great because he does a great job, practices hard, and whatever role we ask him to do, he just gives great effort. So.
And an opportunity for the kicking game with Brett Ullman to be consistent. He had he had a long day as far as kicking is concerned, but I'm sure that's what he looks forward to.
Yeah, exactly. And he kicked the ball very well. I mean, 50% of his kickoffs went in or through the end zone, and he was really good on his PATs. And the punter Matt Spiegel did a nice job too. Our special teams improved, which had to happen. So.
Well, and you mentioned about special teams, and you were with Al. You mentioned Eric Finkley, who, of course, is one of the running backs.
Right.
But also, I talked with him during the course of last week at practice. He loves to play special teams.
Yeah, he's a team guy. He's got great character. He's got a high motor. He'll do whatever you ask him to do. He's on our punt team. He's on our kickoff team. He's our number 2 running back. I mean, he carried the load for us in a couple games early in the year. So whatever you ask Eric to do, he's going to do it 100%.
Let's talk about the injury situation. You played without a few guys. We taped this show earlier in the week, and I know you'll know more as we get closer to game day, but kind of give us an update.
Well, Akeem Smith probably could have played on Saturday. We held him out, so he ought to be ready this week. Cole Kraut will be out for at least 4 weeks. He re-injured his knee. Salath Williams is starting to come back a little bit at wide receiver. Bruce Atkins, we're anticipating, will be cleared this week on the offensive line. Of course, Logan Weaver's still out at quarterback for an indefinite period. I'm anticipating Eric Finkley being ready to go. Alex Berdal's probably still 3 weeks away at linebacker. I think that's about all of them. But we're starting to get a little bit healed up. Yeah.
How about in Bruce Atkins' case, would he play with a club?
Yeah, he'll have a cast on his hand similar to Matt Sasson. And we'll just see how he functions at practice with it and then kind of decide how we're going to go.
Let's talk about Slippery Rock. Well, you talk about matchups. I mean, all you have to say is IUP Slippery Rock, and that in itself is a rivalry. Yeah. And they are 4-1, lost only to Gannon. They have this high-powered offense, 50 points a game. Yeah. On the other side, IUP gives up 6 points a game.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better matchup, and there's just always that intensity. We're an hour and a half away and all that. I'm sure this is going to be in one of those just great football games.
Yeah, it should be. It'll be a great challenge, and going on the road and playing against a really good football team that's playing very well right now. Of course, they've got a high-powered offense that revolves around their quarterback, Nigel Barksdale. And they've got good running backs. They've got a slew of receivers. The offensive line's good. They're scoring 50 points a game, like you said. So something's got to give because our defense has been tremendous, and that ought to be a great matchup, their offense against our defense. But, of course, the other 2 phases will be just as important in this game, how our offense matches up against their defense and how the special teams do. So it ought to be a really good challenge for our football team. I'm really looking forward to playing the game on Saturday, and I think we'll have a really good week of preparation.
What do you think the key to winning this game would be for you guys?
Well, I think the key is always the same thing. You've got to execute as a team. You've got to have 11 guys doing their job consistently at a high level. You got to be able to run the ball on offense and stop the run on defense. You got to protect the ball on offense and take it away on defense. You got to create some big plays on offense and don't give them up on defense. And then special teams has to be a winning edge. I think all the games are the same in that regard. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to go on the road. It'll be a hostile environment, and they've got a high-powered offense. They may score a little bit on us, and we've got to understand that, not be frustrated if they do. But it's still going to come down to assignment football, guys doing their job, whipping their man. And, if we execute like we can, then we ought to have a pretty good chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, terrific matchup. We always look forward to these games in the second half of the year. We know it's going to be, it's tougher because you play more games on the road than you do at home.
Yeah, exactly. And, it all starts with this one, and this might be the biggest test left, for our football team. So this ought to be a great game. I know our kids will be very excited about playing. They'll be excited about preparing. It ought to be great.
Let's just go back to Saturday for a moment. Curt, we talked about the game itself, homecoming that was involved, the dedication of the field to your dad, and all in all, everything seemed to go off very, very well. I know that the players that I talked with from the '93 team, and even earlier players from '90 and some of the, they were just happy to be involved in this family-type IUP football program again. You get that feeling?
Yeah, I really do. And I think that the university did a great job of putting this together, and a lot of people came back, and it was great to see a lot of old faces. And that '93 team still is impressive looking today. A lot of nice-looking athletes on that team. And there was a very kind of a warm feeling in the stadium. Of course, the stadium recognition at halftime, was very nice also. So our crowds have been really good at home. We're getting great support. It's great to play at home. Our kids love playing at home. And, we're getting more and more people out to watch IUP football. Yeah,
that's what it's all about. One other thing, I know it was nice too whenever the players were introduced, you individually got a chance to shake hands with them, so, yeah. and President Driscoll did too, which on his part I think is a nice gesture.
Right.
These are something maybe we take for granted, but not everybody does this. But it was nice to see, and I'm sure these players got that feeling too.
Yeah, and that's important when the president takes time to greet each person individually. He's got great people skills. He's very popular in town. He's done a great job and very supportive of athletics. And I remember the '93 team very well. I was following them close back then at that time, and that was a tremendous football team that came up just short at the end, or would have had the national championship ring.
Yeah, I went back and I pulled out the old, the tapes, not only the tapes, but also the summation and so on. Lost to a great team, but that might be as good as any championship game, as good as any, at least the Division II that's been played. It was just one tremendous football game.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, well listen, have a good week of practice and get ready for Slippery Rock. I want to remind the fans that the kickoff is 2 o'clock at Slippery Rock on Saturday, so you want to check in with that, and it's a short drive up there no matter what the weather is, so back this team. Good luck, Coach. We'll see you next weekend.
Appreciate it, Jack.
Okay, thank you. Coach Curt Cignetti. And so IUP now 5-0, Slippery Rock 4-1. That's all we need to say. That's it for our show this week. Have a good week, and we'll see you on Saturday.